Absolutely has to do with being homeless and just kind of feeling alone in that space. Of course, I wasn't alone. Me and my family went through it together. I lived with my mom, my aunt, my cousins, my grandmother, all in, a studio bedroom apartment. At times, we lived in hotels. At times, we lived at the Motel 6. Those are just things that would happen. I think that was definitely one of the most traumatic experiences, was just kind of coming to terms and realizing kind of what was happening. When I was really, really young, I never really knew that it was a bad thing. My cousins were there, we had fun. And as I started to get, higher into grade school, middle school, high school, even some parts of elementary, I started to get a little older. I started to realize that, this isn't as normal as I thought. And, going to friends' houses and just seeing the difference in how other people lived versus how I maybe lived, and just understanding, what was really going on, was definitely one of the most traumatic experiences. And I dealt with this all the way through high school. So, yeah, I spoke to people about what was going on, including some family members. Thank God I have my best friend Simone. I met her in 10th grade of high school, and she pretty much knows my whole life from start to finish, and so do I about hers. And we connected very early in life, I would say, as best friends, and kind of shared each other's experiences. She had lost her mom at a very young age in high school, and I was going through what I was going through. So I think that we connected in each other's trauma in that way. How would I handle the situation differently now? I'm not sure that I could have handled it different. Maybe just looking on the brighter side of things, not always looking from to the left to the right of what other people may had versus what I had, or not always, just making things so hard on myself based upon the situation that we were going through. And just, I would say I would probably, if I could again, just really appreciate every moment that I had, because now that I look back on it, there's so many good moments that we had as a family, and just with my mom and things like that. Even though everything wasn't always right, everything wasn't always the way that maybe I would have wanted it or my mom would have wanted it, but we have a lot of great memories. And I think that if I could do it all over again, I would definitely take those lessons out of it. I know a lot of people that experience the same thing. That's why I'm such an advocate of it. It's something that actually I never used to like to talk about, and it's still kind of hard for me to talk about it, because I've always been the type of person that just wanted to move past it, and known where I wanted to be, and known that where I came from is going to help me get to where I want to go. So me talking about it has definitely opened the door for many more situations for other people to share their stories, whether it be homelessness or anything else. And then also just helping other people see that, yes, you can come from this and make it here and be an exceptional person, and lift other people up while you do it. And have substance. There's a lot of substance missing in the world, and I think the more that we have people who do share their stories and do want to be advocates of hardship and of struggle, and don't only show you, the gold and the new and the houses and the material things that they have now, but take you through the road of what it took to get to where they are, is definitely why I still do it, and what keeps me motivated. If I knew anyone that was going through a situation similar to mine, I would just tell them to keep their head up, keep working at whatever it is that they want to do. I would say, don't focus so much on what you don't have, focus on what you do, and really, really, really just keep your eyes on the prize. You know, no matter what's going on, you're always going to need to be focused, determined, and work harder than anyone else around you. So just continue to work hard and, you know, have faith in yourself if no one else does. Believe in you, you know, create your own circle of utopia and visualize what you want, even though you're not there right now. My healing experience. I think that I'm still in the healing experience zone. I feel like healing continues to happen because most of our trauma as people happens when we're really young, right? So things that happen to us when we're young, we kind of have those things embedded in us, and I think that we're forever always healing from our experiences. But a couple things that did help me was just encouraging words from other people that I may have looked up to, like Terrence Howard from the show that I was on. He always gave me encouraging words. Many of other people that kind of just are like heroes and encouraged me to keep going. My mom, my family, my support system encouraged me to keep going regardless of what's going on. And yeah, I feel like that it's an experience, it's life, and life is going to keep going, and you're going to keep experiencing adversity, and you're going to keep, you know, going through things that you may have not really liked or you feel like you could have avoided, but it's life and we all have to go through these things. But the important thing is to keep those people around you that are going to keep it 100 with you and help you and motivate you and push you and want the best for you authentically and genuinely. I think I used to see myself as my problem, right? So I used to look at myself, not entirely, but I did used to view myself as what I was going through. So if I was homeless, I felt homeless. You know, if I didn't have something, I felt it that I didn't have as your self-worth. And I feel like the healing experience for me is reading. I've been reading a lot, and I've been doing my own self-experimental healing vibe going on, and I've learned a lot about myself, and healing those wounds is the first thing. I think that's so important, is taking self-accountability, learning and reading and trying to get out of it and trying to change your mind and your paradigm. And when I say paradigm, it's kind of like changing your daily behaviors or your thought patterns or the things that you may think about your life or yourself. Getting down into those roots and changing them and really seeing life from a different eyes perspective is the goal. And I think that never stops. I'm not at a point right now where I feel like I can sit here and say that it has. There's other things that now I'm working through. But for anyone that has gone through or is going through homelessness or has a big dream and wants to keep pushing forward but doesn't really know where to get the strength from, it's right inside of you. And that's one thing that I had to realize was the whole time, you know, I had the strength. I may not have known it, but I had so much. I mean, more than other people around me, and I didn't notice it at the time, but I definitely did. So I think that is definitely a part of how I used to see myself then and versus how I see myself now. I am continuously working on new ideas. Instead of thinking about what I don't have, I work on things that I want to have. I always write down things that, you know, different goals that I want to achieve in detail. I am a big believer of vision boards or goal lists. I still do those to this day, and I did them right before I booked Empire, and I still do them now. And I believe that you know, as much energy as you put into maybe negative thinking, if you put all of that energy into what you want and how you see yourself in 10 years or 5 years or 3 months, what project you want to be working on or what goal that you're wanting to achieve or what new car it is that you want, if you spend all that time and put all that energy into that, it's going to work, because it's just the laws of life. And I've definitely learned that the laws of life control and basically determine what we have and what we don't. And it all starts with you. I've learned that it all starts with you, how you view yourself, how you view your life, what you want out of life. And I'm still on that journey, so I'm right here with y'all. But the most important thing is to start with you and to be gentle with yourself, and always know that you have the strength to keep pressing on.